Um, Please watch this video. Watch this video before I come back. Watch.
This is the Fulani National Movement, FUNAM. They met in January 2018, just 13 days after the attack, and they came together to make a series of declarations. I want to read these one by one here. I'm gonna read them just until I've made the point in each one. Number one, the killings in Benue of Tiv is well deserved. This is coming from the FUNAM, National Fulani Movement. It was a revenge attack on the series of onslaught of Fulani, which was most horrendous on November 17th, 2017, when 30 Fulani men and women were killed in Nasarawa State. We noticed the recalcitrant culture of the Tiv people as demonstrated even during the 1804 jihad, when they had obstructed our ordained conquest of Nigeria. Okay, right then and there, just in that first point they've made, this is about a jihadist movement, point blank. This is not a tribal conflict by any stretch. This is a spiritual, undertoned, massive confrontation between good and evil. We condemn the media propaganda that waged war against the Fulani, supported by the Yoruba, Igbo, and their bigotry allies in the Middle Belt. This is a big deal because the the civil war that they had previously between the Fulani tribe and the Biafra, organization, was against the Igbo Christians. The Yoruba tribe, has a really, really big influence in the media, perpetuating what they're deeming propaganda. There's some big deals with this. Number three, they were aware of plots by minority ethnic groups in the Middle Belt to attack Fulani settlements. Number four, that we have asked all Fulani across the West Africa to raise money and arms to prosecute the oncoming war. Okay, let that sit for just a second. We call on all Fulanis to prepare for this holy war. There is no going back. All over the world, big deal, that's where it involves everyone, Nigeria is the only country given to Fulani by God. This is absolutely not a farmer-herder conflict that's going on. Everyone likes to state that that's the case. There's too much surmounting evidence that there's no fathomable possibility that you can make a solid argument with evidentiary backup for that fact.
All right. I hope you have watched the video. The white guy read I don't know if I will call it a press statement of the Funam organization, that is the Fulani organization, which they have formed. And that was their press statement about the reason why they are doing what they are doing in Nigeria. I want to tell us here that we really have a very big, complex situation in Nigeria. Honestly, we really have a very huge, complex situation that have been widening over the years because of the negligence and should I say wickedness of the so-called politicians in Nigerian politicians. And I will have to say this quickly. Now, the worst mistake that Nigeria ever made, I'm not talking about that of Yakubu Gowon, but the worst ever was allowing Buhari to be the president of Nigeria for that short period of time. And that was why when he was sworn in 2015 and 2017, January, he traveled. Yes, because that man had very bad intentions for Nigeria. And the evil seed that have germinated and is growing very fast, rapidly in Nigeria today, he sowed it, he planted it. But that's by the way. Now, looking at this whole situation now and how things are unfolding, as you can see, the best way to handle and to tackle this issue is this. Tinubu, I think, honestly, I have not really, in all my videos, I have not really blamed you much. Yes. The reason is this. The reason why I have not blamed you much is because you were not the cause of the problem of Nigeria. You inherited it. And inheriting this problem because, to me, you wanted this power by all means, by every means possible. You wanted to be the president of Nigeria by every means possible. Damning the consequences, not minding what is involved, what is needed, what you are supposed to do. And that was why you could not present any blueprint of your government before you enter office to Nigeria or to the world. You never did that. All that we were hearing was bala blue, bulaba, the big town meeting, and all the rest of those craps, nonsense that you were talking about. There was no blueprint. You never presented any of your portfolio. You never promised it. There was no campaign promise or promises you made. None. And that was why you entered office. You thought it was going to be, bed of roses. But unfortunately, you're under pressure now. You are under serious pressure. But I don't know why, it could take you that long. Well, like I said, Abinishio, I don't really blame you much because you thought that being a governor of a state is equal to being the president of a country of over 200 million people. Oh, man. Sorry. Now, the pressure is on you. And you have started making gradual movements. Yeah, even though it is not yet good enough. One, you see, if this Sharia law is not destroyed in Nigeria, which you now as the president have the power to do, stop this Sharia law, even though you're a Muslim. But unfortunately, your family is a combined religious family. Yes, combined religious family in the sense that you have Muslims in your family and you also have Christians in your family. The first lady is a pastor with Redeemed Church. Yes, she is. So you have a mixed, a dual religious family. You have a dual religious family. Now, should this jihad war break out, except you and your family will run away. If you remain in Nigeria, you and your family will not be safe. Because these people, the Fulanis won't see you as, they don't even see you, don't even see the Yarabas as Muslims. They don't. They don't recognize your own Islamic religious practices. They don't. Now, this Sharia must come to an end. And again, this open grazing must stop. Open grazing must stop. The Fulanis must meant to integrate in the society. Stop parading or living in the bushes. Look, we are in a global village now. The world is not a global village. Digital world for that matter. Everything have gone digitalized. There's no country of the world that is practicing this open grazing stuff. Now you're talking about it is their culture and their tradition. Listen, development now and civilization have tampered with so many cultures and traditions. Yes, now. Did you not hear the news of what happened a few days ago at is it Cross River or Akwa Ibom State, where a masquerade was arrested? Is that not an infringement on the culture and tradition of the people? Before, who dared to arrest a masquerade? When you see a masquerade, you run away. But you see now that police now is arresting masquerade. That's the thing. The culture and tradition of the people, so many cultures and tradition of the people have been dealt with by civilization. Then open grazing, is it the one that cannot be stopped? Stop the open grazing. Stop it with immediate effect. Stop Sharia law with immediate effect. I thank God for the newly appointed Chief of Defense Staff in the person of Musa. For this order now that they have given all he is going to give, because that is exactly what is going to save the military and even encourage more Nigerian youths to join Nigerian military. This, move aside, come aside. To anybody you see, Karekala, facing you, papa. Don't wait for any command. When your own life is at stake, you are waiting for one stupid command from who? From where? Do something. And you see, with this order now, the issue of banditry, terrorism, and all the rest of them will stop. And again, Tinubu, that secret business the Nigerian government have with China, I repeat, that secret agreement and secret business that Nigerian government have with China, whether federal government or state government have to stop. Yes, it has to stop. Now, if the oil that comes from the south, and southeast is for the federal, and the gold that comes for the north and all the rest of them is for the state, then there's a problem. There is a problem. These are the issues now you have to look into in order to balance the equation. When Nnamdi Kanu started this agitation, he did not start by give us Biafra, give us back Biafra. He was just asking for equality. Balance the equation. Do the right thing for the Igbos in the southeast, as it is in other places in Nigeria. That was what that young man started with. That was what he was, campaigning for. Before the whole thing now blew out of, into, I won't say out of proportion because he didn't blow anything out of proportion. Before the thing now snowballed into, okay, hence you are not ready to do this. We need to have our own country. That was how this whole thing started. Anybody that wants to know the history of how Nnamdi Kanu started should go back and watch it. Okay? Which was the same thing that Ojukwu was asking for. That was the same thing Ojukwu was asking for. Regional government. Let us go back to regional government. If that regional government was in existence, was instituted then, by now, what Nigeria is experiencing wouldn't have been there. Now, you had the FUNAM, you have had the agreement. What they now said is their reason for what they're doing in Nigeria. I want to touch one or two from what that white guy read. They said they are calling all their Fulani brothers and sisters all over the world to contribute money and weapons to get ready for the war that is coming. They are preparing for war, which is no politician will be saved. I mean, from the southwest, southeast, and south, no politician will be saved. Even if you are practicing Islam, you won't be saved. Because if you are not radical, if you are not as radical as they are, if you don't believe what they believe, they'll buy you. It's as simple as that. You understand it now? Now, they are preparing for this jihad. They are contributing money and other instruments for this war. Again, they said that Nigeria is the only country that their God has given to them. How? Let me say this. From my own findings, I discovered that the God that gave them Nigeria is Britain. That's the God that gave them Nigeria. Because if Britain have not played the role they played and they're still playing it today, the Fulanis can be saying this. If Britain have acted like America is acting now, as by being the godfather of Nigeria, they say, no. This is a country we colonized. We should have a good relationship with them, and something like this should be going on. Britain had the power to have stopped this nonsense a very long time ago. But because of their own interest, this thing that is happening in Nigeria today is actually protecting their own interest. And that is why the Fulanis now are claiming that their God gave them Nigeria. I wonder. Again, like I said, that we are in a very dicey situation. That the problem Nigeria is facing is very complex. Where do you start? Well, we have to start somewhere. Look at our borders. Our borders are too porous. That these Fulanis we are talking about are not indigenous of Nigeria. We have few of them who have been with the Hausas for a long time now. But the ones that are causing this mayhem are the ones that are trooping in from all these Sahel, African Sahel, countries coming into Nigeria without passport, with no identification. If you see them and ask them, who are you? He will just give you a one stupid name. Where are you from? He said, I'm a Fulani. That's all. Fulani in Nigeria is not a state. It's not a community. Neither is it a local government. No. It's just a tribe. And they are scattered all over. They don't even have a particular place where you go and say, okay, this place is Fulani place. There's nothing like that. And that is how they want to come from all the African countries to invade Nigeria. Look at it. Something needs to be done. Tinubu, something needs to be done about Nigerian borders. Something needs to be done about it. So that we will know who, the people that comes in and the people that, that goes out. So that being said, my people, I think at this point, everybody still should be prepared. Don't lose guard. I'm very honest with you. Don't lose guard. Look at, finally, they are blaming the Benue people. They are blaming them. They say that all that they have been doing, the people that have been unaliving in Benue, that Benue people deserve it. They made mention of the Benue people being an obstacle to them during their jihad war led by Uthman Danfodio to conquer Nigeria. I wonder who told them that Uthman Danfodio would have been able to conquer the whole Nigeria. Because they were able to conquer Kwara State. They were able to conquer Kwara. Then they would have conquered the whole Lagos, conquered the whole Yoruba land, conquered the whole Igbo land. Who told them that? Okay, up to today, has it been possible for them? Today, has it been possible for them? Even though they use the power of the government to kind of incapacitate people, tie the hands of people that nobody now could carry Kala to defend himself. I remember when late Buhari was sworn in, played that like joke. Buhari now made a policy and made a statement that all the hunters in Nigeria should surrender their hunting guns. The guns that they use for hunting, that they should surrender. Who does that? Now, that was when this plan of caging, handcuffing people, tying people's hands in order not to be able to defend themselves, that was when they started executing it. Yes. So, what I'm saying in essence here is this. Please, everybody should get ready. Yes. In as much as pressure is on Tinubu now and he's, putting up these measures to see that this nonsense is stopped, nobody should sleep. Everybody should be awake until we see to the end of it and this nonsense is being eradicated. If the Fulanis don't want to be at peace with the people in Nigeria, let them go back to where they come from. It's as simple as that. But claiming Nigeria to be your own, you are a big liar. Thinking that you will conquer Nigeria to take over, you are the most miserable liar in your entire life, because that is not going to happen today, tomorrow, and forever. Never. Thank you, my lovely fans. I appreciate you. Stay safe for me. I love you, and I will always do. Thank you, and bye.